Let's say that's really all I need. Best stop, most trusted, trustworthy. Heck, let me just do it. Okay. Finest, greatest. Okay, fine. Finest is cool. Um, maybe that's all I want. Okay. So fine. I'm just going to delete the rest. And that's silly because I'm losing expert. I'm losing skilled. I'm losing talented. Right. I would normally like to keep them. Format sheet, drop, and then format sheet, drop. There. Now I've got my list. One thing, do not have stray spaces, stray cells. Do not allow this. This is a mistake. Okay. Don't allow that up here either, obviously. Control V. That's a mistake. Okay. Highlight, control highlight, drop, get everything together. Okay. Landscaping company could be landscape company. Again, it's what could people think to type? We want to canvas everything. Landscapers may as well. Whatever pages get produced here, Google's going to be fine with them. If no one happens to search for them, no one happens to search for them. We don't care. We want all the pages to exist in case. Okay, what could we get for a company? We could get firm. We could get group. We could get, and that's if it makes sense. I don't ever see anyone typing landscapers group or landscaping group. Could be landscaping company, landscaping firm, landscaping. I could even see landscaping guys, landscaping crew. Okay, and I may as well. Now, last thing I want to do real quick is get a bunch of cities in that surround South Bend. Anyone ever see this? Or if you haven't, you're going to like it because this is easy. Go to Google, put list of cities near, and then the city you want. South Bend. Okay, Indiana in my case. Just to be clear. Now, travelmath.com comes up. I love travel math because they give you the cities that are close on a silver platter. And so I could send this list to my guys and make sure they do all these cities. Okay, let's assume they do for the fun of it. Okay, first let me clean this list up because some of it just, it's not really clean yet. BAP. All right, Control X. BAP. Okay, and here we go. There's Mishawaka, Indiana, Granger, Indiana, da 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 da. Okay. Now, all that's pretty clean. Let me highlight the whole thing. Aha, I see stray spaces. I may as well get rid of those. Okay. For cleanliness, right? There, that makes more sense. Okay, I'm going to highlight that thing, copy. Watch what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to put that here, and you're going to realize something right away. I didn't make a variable out of Indiana, okay? So, and those are cities near. They don't touch Indiana, so I'm going to put these underneath, okay? And then I'm just going to clean this up. Everything else is doing comma Indiana, so I'm going to go comma Indiana, because some of these are Michigan. This is a whole Michiana area. I could even say covering or in Michiana. There is such a thing. In for South Bend covering, Granger, Niles, Elkhart, covering them all. See that? Look at all the variability I created there. Now, just to do the math, we started with best landscaping company in South Bend, Indiana. Okay. And let me finish the cleanliness, then I'll explain this point. So since I did what I did, let me get back into this thing. Edit. Title. Okay, we don't want the comma Indiana anymore, do we? Because it's going to be exactly inside that var. It's already going to say comma Indiana or comma Michigan inside that 1004 var, which is this one. And since it's already going to be in here, I don't want it to show up on the page twice. Okay, file save. I could even close it, okay, to get back to here. Now, to point this out, we went from one possible combination, and we're thinking how many people might do searches for some of these things. We don't really know, but we want to get them all. We know people are going to search for a landscaper in their own city usually. A guy in Michigan City will think to search for a landscaper there. Well, we want to be in the running, so we want to be in that list. Okay, that's why we're doing this. Some people will search for Michiana. We want to be in that list too. Okay, so take a look at this. Now we have 6 combinations here times 3. That's 18. Let's get a calculator out. 18 times 4. 18 times 4 times 3 times, and what is that? 17. You see, that's already 3,670 web pages we can make that are different because we have different page titles along with different content to fit onto the pages. Okay, we can make thousands of pages just from the work we did. Thousands, literally. I can sell them for a quarter a page, 4 pages for $1. Or I can make it sound like we had to put some work into it. Could be 1,000 pages at $2 each. 3,000 pages would be $6,000, except I'll give you a discount if you're going for 3,000. So it's no longer $2 each. It's whatever, $1.75 each or $1.60 each. Then you got 1,600 times 3 instead of 2,000 times 3. So that's, a $1,200 deduction. 4,800 bucks you're selling those 3,000 pages for. Now we're assuming that you're putting some actual thought into these variables so that they read right in the end, which they will if you put the thought into them. English grammar makes this kind of breakdown work, and the combinations you create can come out right, but you have to put a little time into them. Okay, and things like this, by the way, don't spend time on this. Budget dash friendly versus budget space friendly. Google does not consider the dashes anyway. Okay, there is no point to doing that. Okay, just get rid of it. And don't do this either. And again, don't have any stray spaces, but I just want to make this point. This and that's 1,000. That's 1,000. Here's 1,000. Okay. Google sees all three of these being the exact same thing. Don't think that there's any difference here. Okay. So I've seen people go as far as thinking that these were different from each other. Okay. No. And then they'll do this. 1,000 bucks versus 1,000 bucks versus 1,000 bucks. These are also not different. According to Google, they're not different, these three. Okay? Don't do that. Just don't. Okay? Be sensible about it. Anyway, okay, now we did the page title. We should also do the meta description, right? Let's go ahead. Why not? That's going to be our wrap-up practice, and we're going to be done with this topic because you're going to understand the point. You can actually use variables anywhere in here and as many times as you want. You can repeat them, okay? On here, okay? Like, see, wherever it says South Bend, you know what I want to do with that? I want to use one of these maybe, right? Maybe I want to use one of these, okay? Everywhere where it's got this, I want it to use the right one. By the way, could we have a separate topic that just says the cities without the states? Yes. Can we make them line up in a certain way? Yes. I've got training on all that in different emoji topics. We'll go over that at some point. But you put brackets, just the shortcut to know. If you put brackets, then instead of choosing randomly, basically, from column to column to column, as it creates the page, if you put brackets, the first page will use the first one, the second page will use the second one, onwards until the bottom, and then the next page, no matter what the combinations are here, where there are no brackets around the variables, it will start over again, and it do it again, then again, then again, until it's done. So you will get all of the combinations equally, and it will start at the top and work to the bottom, then go back and keep on going, no matter what it does elsewhere. What's the value of that? I'll just show you really, really fast. Insert, because I can. var 1005, okay? That's when you want to make it read better by not always having the state in the way. Watch this. I'm going to drag that over, okay? Now, I'm going to highlight this so I can do a Control H and replace in it anywhere where you see all that, replace all, okay? And anywhere where you see all this, replace all, okay? And we get just the cities. I could even do a final cleanup. Format sheet, remove extra spaces. That's spaces that lead and spaces that trail, not the ones in the middle. Those are not extra if they're in the middle, unless it's 2 spaces. But what's the point? This can go with that. That can go with that. If right now it can't, because it might choose this first, but it could choose any one of these, which doesn't make sense. I want the page to use the right city every time. So guess what I do? I put brackets on this, and this is capable of being used as a var 1005 on the page. Save. Okay. So now I'll show you how I sensibly arrange this. I'm going to assume my page is written right. So I'm going to go with this. Control F, South Bend, comma, IN. I want to find and see if it exists. It does as South Bend, Indiana. So let me just start there. South Bend, Indiana, because it's the biggest one. Control C. Watch this. Control H. Replace all instances of South Bend, Indiana with my new var 1004. Replace all. That's the whole page. Now, can I find South Bend IN? I want to just see if I can, so I may as well look. I could just replace all, but let me just see if it's there. It's not there. All right, I don't have that. Now I can replace every instance of simply South Bend with my new var 1005. Replace all. See that? How's that? I just created a perfect match of all these cities, right? Now when I create my pages, they get to be different. They look right. They look cool. And yeah, by the way, some people do things like this so that they can use the capitalized version that might be at the beginning of a sentence or in a title versus the lowercase version. And by lowercase, yeah, watch this. Format sheet, all lowercase. I mean, it doesn't make sense for cities, but yeah, it works. Format sheet, all proper case, okay? And then format sheet, only the first letter, but it doesn't change anything if it was already like that. If I made it all lowercase first, and then I do first letter only, first uppercase, then it capitalizes South, but not Bend. It capitalizes Michigan, but not city, right? Okay. And let me just get back to proper case. Okay, good. Got it. Anyway, that's the control you have, and you can use these variables that way. Now, there's a lot more strategies, but whatever. We're not going to cover them in this topic. As a matter of fact, let me just point out where the strategies are. Okay, write this down if you want. On the training videos page, right down here where you see footprints, what footprints? Okay, it was an interesting topic that came up. People were asking about, so I did the topic. This helps you understand a lot of that strategy better. And same thing with two powerful ranking secrets. These are two very useful things to watch. And this if you want. I mean, if you just wonder, watch these. These are interesting things to cover. Okay, that's that. Now, I did the page title, but I haven't done the meta description yet. Whatever new vars I have, though, let me throw out the uniques. I'm going to pretend I didn't do that yet. Okay, that only gets created when you run MOWG Pro. Okay, I'm going to start with my two basics here. I can throw out the keys too. Okay, let me do this other part. Edit. Ready? I got, like I said, the title, and we can see it. My title is varred out the way it should be. It says what we want. Now we want to get the meta description. Acme Landscaping is your full-service lawn and landscape company. Now, here we go. Open the vars. Okay. All right. All right. Description. Acme Landscaping is your, I may as well leave that all alone right now. Full service, I could var that out, but maybe I don't see a point in doing it yet. Sometimes if you wonder, and let me just create more. I've got all the way up to var 1005. Let me just make some room. Insert. I'll have to delete empty cells in the end. There cannot be empty columns like this. In the middle of the array, from here all the way through to the end, has to be no empty columns, no stray cells, no empty cells. Okay, that's understandable. Whatever. Okay, this is not going to change. This is not going to change. Full service. Sometimes if you just put something in like this, and you go to the thesaurus and you just highlight it and you run it, it may actually have variables. Okay. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay.